Thousands of homeless people living on the streets in the United States. We pass by them every day, but we really don't know their stories. That's why Erin Nichols and photojournalist Tony Stolfa went out to speak to some of them. Erin joins us now in the studio and has this half hour's top story.
Sheldra, last night we brought you part one of our special report. You met Jeff, a man who chooses to be homeless for moral reasons. Tonight we'll introduce you to Will, a former track star who has a college degree, but due to a work injury has been out of a job and living on the streets. While he has been enduring tough times, he maintains a positive attitude and doesn't take life for granted.
From this level here, on the ground level, you meet all kind of people. See what I'm saying? But people, if you put yourself in this position here, you'll be surprised who you meet.
You know how cold it is today?
About 40 degrees, huh?
Unlike Jeff, Will is living a different kind of adventure.
Now see me another can up here, another aluminum can.
He's been homeless for almost 3 years, but not by choice. He lost his job in construction after getting hurt. His workman's comp ran out, leaving him with no other option than this current lifestyle.
It's almost like a person that's incarcerated. A person that's been incarcerated for so long, some of them, all they know is what they've been doing for 10 to 15 years, and that's their lifestyle.
Will hustles cans and occasionally takes advantage of opportunities as a bell ringer for the Salvation Army.
I'm going to keep striving. If I can make $1 or $2 a day in one day, hustling cans or whatever I can, I'm going to do it. But I have to do it the legitimate way because that's what I'm used to doing, working. And as soon as my hand can get to where I can really use it real good, I'll try something else, a little bit heavier job or work.
Will was a track star and training coach in San Diego, California in the 1980s. He also has his associate's degree and was a prospect for the U.S. Olympic team at one point. Down on his luck, rather than basking in self-pity, this independent man stays humble in hopes of one day finding his place back in mainstream society.
A lot of people know me from the 80s of track and field in the 1980s. So that's why a lot of people would laugh if they see me in the situation that I'm in. Now they're going to be like, Mike, I don't want to believe this guy. If I told some of my friends that I went to school with and stuff seen me right now, they wouldn't want to believe that I'm in the position I am, but it could happen to anybody. I've seen people misplaced that had houses and all that up north, and the storm tore all it down. They had no insurance, and they lost everything they had.
Although these two men have different reasons for their homelessness, they share a common yet equally wholesome tale as victims of circumstance in a troubling economic climate.
I came up from a poverty-level family anyway. I didn't have it. My people didn't have a lot. So I can accept, I know how to live, with very little. I can take a little bit and make a lot out of it.
I believe that, people should make their own decisions and can make their own decisions, and they're not stupid the way, government leads us to believe. We need an awakening. We need people to realize that, hey, let's do something. Let's, what's our monetary system based on right now? Some guys somewhere saying that this note is worth this much because we say it is. It's not based on anything. They say it's backed by the gold, like the American dollar is backed by gold, but it's paper, it's printed. Like, these guys can print as much of this money as they want.
And despite their situation, they both believe that keeping a positive attitude helps them overcome the mental struggle and physical hardships of life on the streets.
Question things. Question everything, because there's no reason not to question things. All this, I noticed as I grew up, and I never was really experienced any alternative cultures before then. I was a white kid from the suburbs of LA who listened to the radio and watched MTV, but I always kind of saw through it. My goal is to, be part of something different, open people's eyes to the fact that you don't have to live the way you do. You don't have to become just another statistic, just another credit score or hourly pay. You can be an individual. It's okay. Individuality is great. You can live live your life however you want to. It's not hard.
While these men are just two of the more than 600,000 people who remain homeless in our country, taking life for granted is something they say is furthest from their minds.
People don't have a lot to offer these days, and the ones that do have, is most of them are selfish and they're not going to help nobody. But you know, that's the way life is. You just have to accept it. You just have to accept your situation. If a person is rebellious and they feel like they deserve something, then they'll go out and they'll try to take it from somebody or rob somebody or do something against the law, to, you know, desperate. But I refuse to. I just accept my lifestyle as it is. It's a matter of acceptance. You know what I'm saying? If you accept it, then little small things you can appreciate somebody do for you.
Will is still living on the streets in Beaumont, although he did tell us recently his family did contact him and he was spending time with them. There is no telling where Jeff is, although the last time we spoke to him, he was on his way home to Arizona. Sheldra.